Okay, this is a reading for a client. Basically, the client was seeing a lady, and things came to an end. So we're just looking at some insight into that. The main card here is the scythe, which is the center card. That is a card of abrupt endings, swiftness that cuts fast, if that makes sense. So um, basically, I've got the dog card, the moon card, and the anchor. The anchor, great, settling down, steadying oneself in life. The dog, you have found a connection with this lady, great friend in this woman. The the moon card is a card of, I like to think of it as a card of karmic ties. I don't know if you believe in that, but that you've been, in lifetimes you've been with this person, and it keeps coming around. You have that soul bond, if that makes sense. So I'm looking at the here and now. So this is my overall view at the minute, and it's telling us stuff that we already know, obviously. So just want to make sure that we're on the right track. So I've got the scythe again, and I've got the fox, and the fox is someone very devious, very sly, cunning. I'm thinking female, and obviously that's the female here. That's obviously the lady that we're reading about. So I'm thinking, is there someone in her life that is jealous, that has been maybe swaying her against you? This fox, I do believe, is the reason for everything that started when it started to go downhill. I do believe there was someone that was there, and just generally sort of raining on the parade, if that makes sense. But looking into the future, in the near future, I've got the letter. That's a card of communication. It can also mean, well, think of a text message, like a penned letter, an email, messages on social media, whatever. I always think along those lines. The stars again, that's another good card of this person being, right for you and all that. But I'm seeing the garden card, so that makes me think that this message will come from something to do with it could be a party. I don't know if you all like frequent the same areas and go to the same places. I don't know that, but it can also mean something to do with social gatherings on the internet, be it Facebook or Instagram, stuff like that. So I do think there will be an interaction there. So I will read. I'll do a few cards from the normal deck in a minute. I'll just. Okay, so I'm looking at things from her point of view now. The key card here is the house. That can mean a house, a flat, an apartment. I also think it can mean a legal. How can I phrase this? A building that has some sort of authority, like a court or a police station or hospital, something like that. Official building, or it can just mean a general house. That's the center card. So that to me is all these cards around it are leading up to this card, which is the main card. And I do believe that is the problem at the minute, is something to do with it could be a house move, flat move, apartment move, or it could be health issues, a hospital. I don't really think it's health issues because the surrounding cards don't really point to that. It could be a court case you maybe don't know about or something along those lines. But the mountain is here. That's when something is tiresome. It's an uphill struggle. But then I've got the snake, and that again is pointing towards someone in the background that to me is a downer on this whole situation. So I do believe there is someone that is advising her, Because on the other hand, over here we have an anchor and the lily, and the lily card, sometimes I see that I think of an age gap. It may not be that much, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you, because I don't remember your dates of birth. I don't usually read by dates of birth. But as I was saying, the want for her to settle is coming up with regards to that anchor card. But these cards are blocking her. It's she's finding something difficult to do with some sort of official situation, and this woman who is not great. This woman is not a good person at all. I could look quickly at the pendulum, and I could ask the pendulum. I just asked the pendulum, is there someone in the background influencing her? Just want to make sure it's steady. My hands are so shaky too. Is there someone in the background that is influencing her? Yeah, we've got a yes on that one. Okay. Is the reason jealousy? Because you do get a lot of evil eye, even from best friends. Jealousy, yeah, it's jealousy. Okay, is it someone that, I suppose it wouldn't be someone that you both know? Okay, I did look at a few, put those away a second. I did look at a few oracle cards here. So I have hope and have good news, and I have new beginnings, which is good. And brown-haired man, which is a bit bizarre, but so and I did look at some other of my oracle cards as well. So the first card was death. Don't be alarmed by that card. That was just, in my opinion, that's just when things slowed down for you, when the relationship started to basically, dwindle out. And then I've got trust. The High Priestess, discernment, prophecy and vision. And I've got the Deer, which is gentleness and diplomacy. And then the Bee, luck, industriousness, and sweet victory. That's quite good. And then we've got actual movement. So I do think things are going to come together. I can pull a few more Lenormand cards. I'm going to give these a shuffle, and we can see excuse me, I can pull a few more Lenormand cards, and we can see in the future, let's say, what will happen. Okay, this actually kind of ties in with the last few cards. So again, we've got the center card, which is her. On this side, I have the Sun, which is a great card for everything positive in life, love, relationships, money, all that. But I do have the Birch Rod. So she, at the minute, is going through some sort of self sabotage, if that makes sense. She's beating herself up over things. It's almost as if she knows that happiness is there for her, but there's something blocking it, if that makes sense. There's something stopping her from wanting to be happy. The book, to me, that implies there's a secret, something that has to be told. And the tree, normally when I see the tree in a love reading, I would think that it's about settling down. Again, you have the picture of the tree and the roots going into the ground, and so that means settling down, putting down your roots, laying down foundations and all that. But it can also mean a health problem. And I'm just thinking to the cards prior where there was that official building. So I'm not sure, she may have a health issue. I don't know. It could be anything, something physical or, something mental. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying there's a chance, it could be a health issue. But there's something she needs to say to you about this. And she's beating herself up about how things turned out. So I hope this helps you in some way. If you do have any other questions, come back to me and I can have another look. But from what I see, there's a negative influence in this situation that is a female. There's also something. There's also something that she's preoccupied with. It could be, like I said, a house move, like a health issue involving a hospital or a clinic, or even something legal involving a court case. It could be any of that. So I do think you will hear from her again, and I do think there's something that needs to be said, and I do think she will come forward and say it. This card is telling me that. So yeah, so it's a strange one because I'm picking up on twice I pulled out two cards, the snake and the fox. So I do think there's either one or two females. I'm thinking it's one. I'm going with my gut and saying it's one female, and I do believe it comes down to jealousy. In this game, you better believe how many females are so jealous and what they do, the extremes that they go to. Just the evil eye in itself is enough. Just pure jealousy is enough to just throw your life off course at times. And that's not an exaggeration. Sometimes your best friends can be the ones that are just, looking at you with just that snideness, if you know what I mean. Is that a word, snideness? But anyway, do get back to me with your feedback. I would really appreciate it. I apologize for the length of time it took me to get you this reading. As I said, I don't know if I mentioned to you, but I've been a little bit unwell, but everything's perfectly fine now. So I apologize once again, and if you do have any other questions, please come back to me and I can elaborate on them for you. If anyone else is interested in a reading, it's thehouseofmagick@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment in the description box, not the description box, the comment section. I'll get it right yet. And I'll catch up with you all in another video. So thanks to everyone, and